Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button, smack the bell, and leave us a positive comment in the comment section. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might like it. And make sure you stay to the end because I'll be having another shout out to two great people who commented in the comment section. All right, guys. The first thing I wanted to tell you before I even get started in today's Aquarius Capricorn conflict, I wanted to show you this. This is Shishaktype. I think I said that right. I Googled it and listened to the person say it over and over again, and that's what it sounded like to me. This is a very important stone, and it was a gift from a subscriber. You guys remember when I reached 9,000 subscribers, I did a giveaway. And what I asked for was one tarot deck and one crystal. And whoever, the one that I chose was the one that I was going to give the reading to. Well, two people won, but only one person contacted me. And her name is Erin. And Erin hit me up and I gave her her reading. So after I did the reading, Erin bought me this beautiful Shishaktype pendant and was just such a doll. Erin was a sweetheart. It is a sweetheart. I talked to her just yesterday, and yeah, this finally came in the mail, and it is beautiful. And I'm going to tell you what Shishaktype is for before I move on to today's topic. It says here that it is a sacred and spiritual stone that heightens vibration and amplifies thoughts. Interesting for Aquarius, right? It's also said to be a good stone for Aquarius and Libra, by the way. And it brings clear metaphysical vision. Good for somebody who makes their living as a tarot reader. It may be helpful in the development of psychic abilities like automatic writing and telepathy. So I picked it when she sent it because of this. This was the statement that made me pick her particular crystal, because a lot of people told me a crystal to get. A lot of people entered the contest, and any of those crystals would have been perfect. I love them all. But this one was the one that I figured would help me the most with my work. So I was like, okay, that's the one I want. And then the beautiful Erin sent me one. So I'm wearing it now. And you guys know I rotate my pieces every day. But I had to wear this one with my blue ensemble because I just adore it. I think it's gorgeous. The color is so pretty. So I'm going to wear it and see what blessings it gives me. Now we're going to move on to today's topic. I got a message from a Capricorn. And this Capricorn is married to an Aquarius. And many of you know that I married a Capricorn when I was 18 and divorced him when I was like 22. So I know a lot about this particular dynamic. And my mom's a Capricorn. My sister's a Capricorn. I have about 4 or 5 aunts and uncles that are Capricorns, and several cousins as well. Seems to be a sign that, you know, repeats itself a lot in my life. Somebody once told me that Aquarius had a lot to learn from Capricorns. So maybe that's why, you know, it kept on coming up for me, and maybe even some other Aquarius too. So this Capricorn told me that he's married to an Aquarius. She is 23 and he's 24. And he said to me that their relationship is up and down. And lately it's been more down than up. So he asked me to do a reading for him and look at the cards and see what the problem was and how he could fix it. So when I looked at the cards, I instantly saw that just the bottom line, he actually didn't even need to ask me. He didn't even need to ask me. He could have just thought about it. Because the bottom line is they're not compatible. They're just, the cards are like, these two are not compatible, you know? And that's the basic bottom line. They have a lot of things that they agree on. They both are very old-fashioned, he said. They both want to have a family. They both wanted to get married. That was very important to both of them. They have a lot of things in common, but the things that they don't have in common are the things that are causing the conflicts in the relationship. And the biggest issue, he said to me, is that he wants her to be home more. He wants her to be, he's a homebody. He likes being in the house. He doesn't mind going out here and there, you know, but the Aquarius goes out all the time. All the time. You know, she's drinking, she's partying, she's dancing, she's laughing, she's going to movies with her friends. She is a social person. They don't have any kids, and she's a very social person. So she'll have plans like every day, and she'll invite him, and he doesn't want to go, so she'll go by herself or go with her friends or do whatever. He wants her to stay home, at least sometimes, okay? So he keeps on trying to get the reins on her. And this is that Capricorn shit that I'm talking about. He keeps trying to get the reins on her and pull her back in. Now, mind you, there's nothing wrong with him wanting his wife to spend time with him, wanting her to come home. But their energies aren't compatible. She's extremely extroverted and he's extremely introverted. So she doesn't want to sit in the house on a Tuesday night and watch Matlock or whatever's on nowadays. I don't even know what's on TV anymore. But she doesn't want to do that. And that's where the conflict is coming in. So I told him the issue is that they're not compatible. So he is like, you know, he said that he tries to, you know, tell her, well, let's have a romantic evening at home, for example. And she'll be like, okay, sure. And she'll, you know, have the romantic evening with him. And then the next day she's right back in the street. And he just feels like he wants her to want to be home, number one, and want to be home more often. So I asked him, did he talk to her? This is a communication thing. Did you talk to her? And he says, yes, he talked to her. But the more he tries to make her do it. See, this is the thing. He didn't just talk to her. He talked to her and he tries to make her do it. When you try to make Aquarius do things, you don't get good results. That's not good. You want the Aquarius to do it because the Aquarius wants to do it. You don't want to try to make them do it because we resent you for trying to make us do anything. We resent you for fucking with our freedom. How dare you? How dare you mess with my freedom? So unfortunately, he said the more he tries to make her do it or talk her into doing it or coax her into doing it, the more it backfires. So the more he does it, the more she goes out, the more she, you know, disappears, the more, you know, and they get into these fights. And then that makes it worse because they get into a fight. Then they start screaming at each other. Then she leaves totally and goes and stays with her sister. And then he's calling her sister, calling her mother, calling her. Finally, he drags her back home and they start over again. And this cycle has repeated like 4 times, he said. And I was like, wow, that sounds a lot like my marriage. That's awful. So one of the things that's happening here is that he's trying to make her do things. And then on the flip side of this, when he said it gets worse, it does get worse. Because one of the things about being Aquarius and feeling the way that she does is she gonna do what she want to do. And if you don't let her do what she want to do, she gonna find a way, or she gonna lie about it, or whatever the case is, you know. And that's what's happening. She's either lying or just doing it, or whatever the case is. And she's not having sex. She's not cheating on him, you know. And that was like, okay, so she's not doing anything out of bounds. So in her mind, she's not doing anything wrong. So I told him about the incompatibility part. So I told him, he asked me to look and see what their future looked like. And basically, based on the cards, if he keeps doing what he's doing, she's going to eventually not come back. She's going to go off to her sister's house and he ain't going to see her no more. So he asked me, what did I think about that? And I said, well, you know, it's not a bad thing because you're not compatible. And according to the cards, if you let her go, you'll eventually draw somebody else. And this new person had more earthy energy, so that relationship should be a lot better. So that wasn't the answer that he wanted to hear. So he said, well, how can I keep her? How can I keep the Aquarius? So I shuffled the cards again. And I said, you have to allow her to do what she wants to do without negativity, without argument, without attitude. And over time, she will get bored. Aquarius, after a while, many of us are very extroverted when we're younger. And as we get older, a lot of us have the tendency to still like to go places, still like to go out, but we'll spend more time at home as we get older. So I was like, the older she gets, the more likely it would be that she'll start to do what you want her to do. If you leave her alone, don't try to control her, don't argue with her, don't fight with her, and just let her be free. Aquarius are like birds. Somebody asked me about the birds they always hear. Like, do you have a bird? I'm like, no, that's the ones outside that won't be quiet while I'm doing a video. But anyway, Aquarius are like birds. If you allow us to be free, we'll always come back to you. We'll always come back. That's our home. We'll always come back. But if you cage us up, a lot of us become unhappy. A lot of us become depressed, and a lot of us rebel. And that's what's happening here. She's rebelling, and then they're fighting about it. And I'm like, what you have to do is let her be free. Let her come to you. And a lot of my Capricorn clients have had a real problem with this because they weren't able to just let the Aquarius energy just be free. If she's not doing anything wrong, she's not sleeping around, she's just going out sometimes. And she's not staying out for days at a time, except for when she goes to her sister's house. But she's staying out a couple hours, having drinks after work, stuff like that. He wants her to come straight home from work. He wants her to be in the house on the weekends. And she's like, no, you're smothering me, and I need to do other things too. So I'm like, just let her be, and she'll come home more and more often. The more home is a pleasant place, a safe place, a peaceful place, the more she'll want to come there. If she knows she got to come home and fight with you because she didn't come straight home from work, or if she knows that she got to come home and you're going to be in your feelings or have an attitude or not talking or whatever the case is, it's less likely she's going to come home. The more arguing I did in my marriage, the less my husband saw me. You see, Aquarius don't feel like being bothered with that energy. We don't want that energy. So all you got to do is pull that energy back. And he said he can't do that. He said he can't. He told me flat out, I can't do that. And I'm like, then you're going to lose your wife. And it's not a big deal because you'll find another one. So if you're not compatible, just move on. So he left the reading satisfied with the information because that's what he thought too going into the reading. But he was hoping that I would say something different. He was hoping that I would be like, oh, she's going to change and, just give her a couple days and she'll be a homebody. She'll be home baking cookies by 2:30. Everything is going to change. But that's not what's going to happen. So if you have an Aquarius, I don't care what your sign is. If you have an Aquarius, the more freedom you give them, the more they'll come to you. The more safe you make the space, the more comfortable and inviting and loving and affectionate and happy the space is, the more we're going to come to the space. If it's the shit to be in the space with you, if it's all that, you got snacks and music and we have fun, I'm going to come to that space all the time. But if I'm coming to that space and you drawing and I got to argue with you and you getting on my nerves, I'm going to stop coming to that space. A lot of people wonder why, my own family says this too about me and my father, because my father is Aquarius. He passed over. And my family would say, why don't they come around? Because you always a pain in the ass. That's why. If you haven't figured it out by this time, I'm going to tell you, an Aquarius does not come around when you are an irk. When you're a pain in the ass, when you're an irk, when it's unpleasant, when it's a situation that we don't feel like being bothered with, that's when we don't come around. So if you want an Aquarius to come around, make the environment pleasant. and make sure you have food. And I'm on my way. And preferably some rum or some vodka, and I'll be there in 15 minutes. All right, guys. Now, before I go, right, I have a surprise for you. So I said that I was going to, after every video, when I remember, I want to give a shout out to somebody in the audience that left a cool comment. And Antonio Williams left a cool comment 13 hours ago. He said, "Thank you for bringing that to my attention. It's not what you say, it's how you say it." I did a video about the Aquarius being too blunt, keeping it too real yesterday, and that was Antonio's response to my video. So Antonio, thank you very much for your cool comment. And we also have one more. I'm going to shout out Terrell Brannon. Terrell Brannon an hour ago left this message for me. He said, "Queen, I love your advice. Thank you. You are very wise, and I absolutely love how you help others look at life in a different way. I've been through a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I talked to a lot of people, and I've come to find through fucking up, that's how you get wise." So make mistakes often, because that's how you're going to get wise, everybody. And then he said, "P.S. Queen, I love your eyeshadow. Thank you so much." As you guys know, when I first started asking Aquarius, I didn't wear makeup at all. Okay? Then I said, "Ooh, I want to play in makeup and do my crowns and have fun." But I didn't know much about makeup, so it didn't look that great. It just looked okay, you know? It was old-fashioned looking. It was the Mary Kay old stuff that I learned from back in the day. So once I started watching Jeffree Star's makeup tutorial, that's how I got some ideas to improve my eyeshadow, because I always loved eyeshadow. Remember that old show Bewitched? Endora always had that cool eyeshadow. Ever since then, I've loved eyeshadow. So you can give Jeffree Star the credit for that, because he is the one I've been watching, and that's how I learned how to do my eyeshadow. And I'm still, as you can see, an amateur, and I'm still learning, but it's fun. It's fun to play with colors, and I love colors, as you guys know. All right, guys, it's time for us to get going. So if you would like to have a reading done, please email me. And also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, because the YouTube algorithm is not friendly. It's not friendly at all. So the more thumbs ups you get, the more comments you get, the more love you get, the more love YouTube gives you. So thanks, guys. Thank you for leaving comments, and thank you for being so sweet. Thank you for the gifts that you guys send me. I think I have the best subscribers on YouTube. And it's only 9,000 of us, but it's a very, just that 9,000 is a great deal of quality. So thank you. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, because let me see, tomorrow is Friday, so I won't see you tomorrow. I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.